The manner in which Darktide clues us into the threats of impending combat is pretty amazing. Silhouettes, sound cues, and the unit design features provide us with a lot of information very quickly. Knowing and understanding what to look for allows us to prepare for our enemy's swift demise. In this game, awareness of one's surroundings is vital for consistent success at the highest levels of play. Hordes. There are many enemies that tend to trickle in, like these, and there are enemies that come in like a wide open fire hydrant given a free will of its own. Hordes come with many sound cues to clue you in to their oncoming presence. When you hear a deep resonant drum sound coupled with the screams of pure hatred for those that serve the Emperor, locate the most advantageous position to fend them off. Out in the open is the least ideal. You want to funnel them into as few directions of attack as possible while retaining the ability to change positions if needed. This is the sound of a horde that is incoming. Here is an example of a player call-out for the horde.
Ready your weapons, pilgrims!
Our group decided to fight this horde from the position we were in. The horde is coming from the room below us. If we hold higher ground, they will have to climb to reach us. There are only so many units that can climb at once, and we can manage them at the various choke points easily. The only issue I have with this position is that it leaves multiple avenues for gunners and other ranged units to attack us. The ambush. The little brother to the horde is the ambush. They are similar to hordes, but are much shorter in duration and possess much more subtle sound cues. Here is an example of an ambush. Bulwark. This muscle-bound meathead loves to get in your face. His sole purpose is to nullify your attacks against other units as much as possible. This is the sound of this brutish bringer of blocks. Here is a player call-out for the Bulwark. Crusher. The Crusher is quite imposing. A knuckle-dragger by trade, this armor-clad fool moonlights as a signpost-wielding purveyor of punishment. Here is a player call-out for the Crusher. Mr. Shoot You Till I Stab You Till I Shoot You Some More spouts a serious amount of nonsensical gibberish as he dumps a seemingly endless amount of ordnance in your general vicinity. This is the sound of this lethal banana-clad heretic. Here is a player call-out for the Dreg Gunner. Dreg Shotgunner. He's entirely too aggressive at parties for most people, but the Dreg Shotgunner brings a special something that is capable of reducing your lifespan quite quickly. Here is a player call-out for the Dreg Shotgunner.
Dreg Shotgunner! Cowards! Come and face your death!
Dreg Rager. This shredded fella gets to continue to show off his muscles and tattoos while the rest of us wait for a shirtless option that isn't a bug. I think I hate him. Here's the sound of this overly privileged yet pale opponent. Here's a player call-out for the Dreg Rager. Mauler. These Knights of Pestilence went from being an infrequent treat of twisted metal to being ever present on the battlefield at the drop of a patch. This is the sound of old Buckethead. Here's a player call-out for the Mauler. Reaper. Death is the name of the game for the Reaper when at range. Just like a schoolyard bully, get in his face and he'll crumble and scuffle off. This is the sound of this large but timid distributor of death. Here is a player call out for the Reaper. Scab Gunner. Honestly, this Scab Gunner is the most uppity elite of the heretical bunch. He keeps his armor pretty clean, and is relegated to the singular mantra of all business and no play. I dislike the attitude on this guy so much that I revel in joy when I take him out with melee. This is the sound of this C-level executive of Tertium's Nurgle-oriented cohorts. Here is a player call-out for the Scab Gunner. Scab Rager. Not single and ready to mingle, these saw-blade-wielding powerhouses tend to come in pairs. I guess when it's time to delve into Tertium's nightlife, you may as well bring a wingman. This is the sound of this powerfully aggressive lover of the jagged edge. Here is a player call out for the Scab Rager. Scab Shotgunner. This guy is a magician. By the time you think you've seen his attack indicator, you've already had half of your face blown off. This is the sound of the king of the desync. Here is a player call out for the Scab Shotgunner. Trapper. This gimp-suited dominant looking to impose his fetish for bondage on you tends to show up when you're facing a horde, ambush, or other specials or elites. They have glowing orange eyes, as does their neck gun, reminiscent of a lit cigar. This is the sound of a trapper looking to make you his prize. Here's a player call out for a trapper. Mutant. This juiced-up lab rat gone awry approaches quick, fast, and in a hurry. He announces his presence with a yowl that would make Zora wet herself endlessly. This bad boy, if given the opportunity for a drug test, would fail with flying colors. This is the sound of this end-zone playmaker at full steam. Here is a player call-out for a mutant. Tox Flamer. If you're looking to roast some marshmallows for plague-ridden s'mores, this is the guy you bring to the party. He's a pyromaniac, loves Nurgle, and has no regrets. This is the sound of this deplorable who thinks ghost peppers are mild at best. Here's a player call out for the Tox Flamer. Why couldn't they just call it a Dreg Flamer? Scab Flamer. So you're just like the Tox Flamer, but you have orange fire and wear flak armor. Got it. This is an example of this off-color copycat who claims originality.
This is our stunt.
Here is a player call out for the Scab Flamer. Bomber. The Scab Bomber. The Scab Bomber, You done? Alright. You, much like Woody Harrelson's character in The Thin Red Line, love grenades. Here's a player call out for the bomber. Pox Burster. Anything for Nurgle is the creed of the Pox Burster. The distant beep beep of this dude can certainly instill the pucker factor of even the most resolute warrior. This is the sound of this self-destructive, albeit razor-focused unit with a little too much personality to share. Here's a player call out for the Pox Burster. Pox Hounds. When Lassie brings home that dude from college that is every parent's nightmare, Pox Hounds aren't all bark and no bite. They bring serious dance moves and gravity-defying tenacity. This is the sound of Cujo. Here's a player call-out of a Pox Hound.
Dead already.
Snipers. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell. I'm out.